Boy oh boy, the Halloween banner has just released on global. It was on GP only 2 weeks ago. Damn. Is it worth summoning for? Well, if we're talking about SLATER alone, I don't think it is. But not because SLATER is bad. SLATER is actually a very good unit. It's just because he only has one utility. When I say, oh, is it worth summoning, it's just more like how useful a unit is. If you just like SLATER as a character, I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not your dad, but how useful he is, no. I'm gonna do the answer straight up. No, this is his best team right here, right here. But the issue is that I don't believe this is the best Bond team. The best Bond team uses Twigo in the front and then Grimoire in the back. For the past 3 weeks, it wasn't that. It was with Kyo instead in the front. But it was just because of a PvP rule, right? So even then, SLATER just wasn't the best. But if you like what SLATER does, good summon. Just the KOF banner just got announced. They literally just announced on Twitter that they're revealing the units tomorrow. It's like, it's really hard to justify summoning for this Halloween banner with SLATER, which is a good unit. Like, I actually really like SLATER. But he's at 0.35%, and then his side unit, DIANE, is just a bad unit. She's just a bad unit. So it's really hard to justify summoning on that banner, utility-wise. The one thing that a lot of people are gonna actually want from the banner though, which is a bit of a saving grace, is the Green Galfer is featured. By the way, if you can notice, SLATER actually took less damage than Bond there because of his passive. That passive is quite good actually. He takes, is it 80% less crit damage? Something like that. Is actually quite useful against characters that crit, especially because SLATER has like no crit resistance. Like nothing. Like, that man is struggling for that crit resistance. So that's good. But as a general rule, I'd say, I don't know. I would wait to see how good the KOF characters are. We're gonna get that info tomorrow. Tomorrow will be they're gonna be live streaming. So I'll be reacting live to it, and they're gonna be announcing like what the units will do, the KOF units, and man, they could be stupid good because the last batch, Kyo was stupid good, you know? So it could be a repeat, and Kyo's gonna be back as well, which is a really good unit to have in general. But you know what's good to have as well? Gamer subs. Link in description, you get 10% off. Would you look at that? I didn't see you guys like these stupid transitions I do, so I'm gonna keep doing them. It's much better than just being like doing like a normal ad. I like because it's very awkward. I don't know, maybe that's just me. My favorite kind of humor is awkward humor. This is my favorite one. Where like the joke is supposed to be bad and that's what's funny about it. My favorite. Listen. I've played a lot with SLATER already. I'm just gonna take the bots just to demonstrate what he's capable of. But I mean, even though he's not the best on the Bond team, he's still good. Like, the only reason why Twigo is better, and I would say, like, Twigo is, if you have Bond, if you use Bond in PvP, Twigo is the holy relic you need. I'm not saying like, oh, you should give Twigo. You have to give it to, if you plan on using Bond, that is, of course. If you don't plan on using Bond, then sure. If you plan on using Bond in PvP, you have to give Twigo the holy relic. Because he is just absurdly useful. That taunt in the beginning I'm just gonna tell you a scenario that happens all the time. You face another Bond, right? And they use Red Easton. Red Easton is very popular still. They use Red Easton. And you have Arthur. But Arthur doesn't have that initial taunt. The initial taunt is huge. So if you go second against that Bond, right? He can take off your ultimate gauge in the first turn. And on your first turn, if you get an extra Bond card, you can combine the cards, use both. Or just use one and keep the other if you want to. And get the ultimate. And there's nothing he can do about that. Nothing. Just nothing. Again, if you're using Arthur, you wouldn't have that extra turn that you would have to get the extra ultimate gauge for Bond. Because you start with one ultimate gauge if you go second. And then you go, and you can get up to 4 if you combine cards, use one, and move one, and leave a space for your ultimate. Or if you use both. But if you then also have to put up the Arthur taunt, then you can't do that. So that's just one scenario that happens all the time, where an enemy has a takeoff ultimate gauge, single target. Also Tarmiel, right? The list goes on for single target ultimate gauges, ultimate takeoffs. Kusok is still decently popular as well. So I'm just saying, like, Twigo is a must-have. The Holy Relic is a must-have for the Bond team. I think it's more of a must-have than Bond's Holy Relic. That's how much, like, that Twigo Holy Relic matters, I feel like. So you could keep that in mind if you're thinking of who to give a Holy Relic next to. The unironic best option is Twigo, if you use Bond, that is. All right, a Merlin, Escanor, Ludocio. Again, another situation in which having Twigo is absurdly good, because he wouldn't be able to target my Arthur in the beginning, which is what he should be targeting here. Could he kill Bond? I don't know. I don't think he can, but that's a... Yeah, I don't think he can. He should have been targeting Arthur. It's okay though. It's okay though. Only targeting Arthur because this turn right here. Yeah, I'm gonna seal Merlin from being able to debuff me. This turn right here, Arthur is gonna taunt, and perhaps he could have actually killed Arthur right now, but he didn't. So actually sealing Merlin with the purple card might have been better. I just did that because of course I don't want her to seal my my healing, but at the same time, if I had done that one, I could have known actually which ones he has. I'm gonna do this, this, and HP buff. I don't have any reason to attack. I'm just gonna hold the attack. Again, he should have started going for Arthur. Now the damage reduction is too much for him. And because he's been attacking Arthur so much, he lost so much ultimate gauge. He could have pushed an ultimate. Just simple as that. Like, if he started going for Arthur, he could have won the match. It's just people get so bloodthirsty for Bond, they don't see that. It's just how it is. Actually, to be fair though, I think he was doomed from the beginning. The moment he faced Bond, he lost. just because Merlin is good because she can seal the healing. So Merlin in a team doesn't affect you winning or losing against Bond, but the one in Ludocio just can't keep up anymore. It's just the one's damage just can't keep up with Bond's crew resistance and health. It just can't. It's just as simple as that. If you put in Margaret and you level 3, then the one starts popping off, right? But the one's damage alone, especially because I'm assuming he didn't have Death Pierce, People just don't believe in Death Pierce. He just can't keep up with how much HP Ban has. So, just a quick tip. Don't use the one if you're not going to support him fully. You're not going to give him rank ups. You're not going to give him Margaret buff. You're not going to give him Death Pierce. Ludosia is a nice buff. Don't get me wrong. But it's just not enough. Now, Green Merlin, again, is not the worst. If he was using the Galfer team with Green Merlin and Emilia, for instance, he could still win. Kept sealing me on the healing section. Kept freezing my Arthur. Kept just stopping me from healing passively. And taunting. That would have been it. Using level 2s, that would have been it. But no. That team doesn't work anymore. The Ludosia, the one, Merlin. It might work against other Escanor teams, like the Escanor, Green Galfer, Margaret team. If you go first, you can kill that Escanor, or you can kill the Margaret. Especially the Margaret is a bigger threat, I would say. You can kill the Margaret, and that would be huge, right? But against Ban, it's just too powerful. Ban is just too powerful. And again, like, even when he killed my Arthur, Twigo popped in, and then that had a taunt as well. It's like, just too much taunt. Just too much taunt. Anyways, well, Slayer's really good. And I quite like the disables. But, I actually wonder what top 100 will say. Will SLATER be the best? Because we didn't face any Bans. Oh, that's unfortunate. We didn't face any Bans. I feel like Ban would be the best test subject to face. We didn't face any Bans. I wonder if I had faced a Twigo Ban, because if you face a Twigo Ban, you can't seal Arthur, you can't seal Ban for the first 2 turns, because it's just going to be taunting, right? I feel like the Twigo team is better, because SLATER gets absolutely cocked, right? But I don't know. Maybe I would stay incorrect. I would at least wait for the KOF banner though. See what they got. See what they're bringing. That's it.